I actually come back with the same program that we were writing last time. If you remember, converting it to a title case. Let me run this program once to show you the purpose of that program. If you remember, if I write, say, my name is, say like this, suddenly E becomes capital, and there is some problem here and there, say BI, suddenly S is capital, WAJO, maybe this is capital, then this is correct, C, then HATTER, then say JE in capital. So this is going to be converted into title case. You end with a 0. Title case means like this, entirely converted to title case, where the first letter of every word or each and every word is converted to capitals, whereas the other letters which are not the first letter of the word, they are in lowercase. So this was the program. So for that, how I had written it? I had written it like this: enter the sentence, 0 followed by enter to end. So if it is 0, I am breaking out, then I am checking whether it falls within 65 to 90. That is, if it is a capital letter, I am converting it to a lowercase letter by adding 32. So but not always. If it is not the first letter, only then a capital letter will be converted to a small letter, because if it is a word in between, letter in between, and it is capital, then only you need to convert it to lowercase. However, if it is the first letter of the word and it is a small letter, 97 to 122, then you convert it to a capital letter. And this was the thing, the 32 or 10. Now this is what I wanted to show you, for which I came back with the same program. 32 and 10, if it is 32 or 10, 32 means space bar, I told you, and 10 is enter. The ASCII of 32 is, space is 32, and ASCII of enter is 10. So if you just write the space in its integer format, it will show 32. If it write the enter in its integer format, it will show 10. So if it is the space or enter, then you say the next letter coming up is the first letter. So accordingly you say first letter equal to 1 or first letter equal to 0. In this way it is converted, and then after that you print the entire sentence. So here I want to show you this interesting thing, that if I convert this person C to say person D with a space, what it means, each and every character now after converted to title case will be printed in its integer format. So each and every character will be printed in its integer format. So let me see this. Alt enter. Say I write my name is, as I was writing is, then say B, then ISWA capital J O Y, then suddenly CHATTER JEE, all in capitals, and then I end with a 0. See what it prints. It prints all the characters in its integer format. See, first is M, but because it is converted to title case, M was converted to capital letter M, so it will fall anywhere between 65 to 90. So see, it is 77. M in capitals is 77. 65 is A, Z is 90. So M you calculate like this: A 65, B 66, C 67, and so on. M will be 77, but capital M, so it is 77. But then comes Y. Y is 121. I had left a space between each character, if you remember. After the %D, I put a space. Y is 121 because Y remains small, title case, so Y remains small. 121, Z is 122, small z is 122, so small y is 121. Now you see 32. Why 32? 32 is space bar. I told you space bar, space in its ASCII is 32. Then again n is 78 because n has been capitalized, n has been converted to capital. So n is after m, capital M is 77, so capital N is 78. Then comes A should be in small, so A is 97, as you know, small a is 97. So accordingly it continues. The whole thing has been printed, but you again see after name, N was 78, A was 97, M is 109, E is 101. After that is a space, so 32 is printed. In this way the whole thing has been done. I will show you enter also. Alt enter. Say I print it like this: my name is, then a space, then an enter. Vishwajoy Chatterjee. It will be converted to title case, but somewhere in between there will be a enter also. So see, I print this. 77, 121, my, m and y, then 32, then 78 for n, 97 for a, m is 109, e is 101, then 32 for the space, 73 is the I, ace is 115, see after that 10. Why 10? 10 is the enter. So you understand, enter is 10, I told you. So that's why this 32 and 10 was working fine. Anyway, now the program, new program that we will be writing, this program is very simple program. Now I will do with 2 character arrays. What is the program that we will be writing right now? Let me delete this part. So what is the program we will be writing right now? Copying one sentence to another. So it is something like this, copying one string or character array to another. A character array, you call it string, and there are some specialities of string in C that we will come later, we will very soon come to it, maybe in some next lecture we will come to it. But you can remember for the time being, a character array is called string. So basically what I am trying to do is copying one string to another. String is character array. So copying one character array to another. String is character array, an array of characters. So character array to another string. This is the program. You know, this is a very simple program. I have to take two character arrays then. One is character an, the other is character bn. I think you understand this. Now I will do with this character array. How to go ahead with it? Let me delete all this part. An integer I will definitely need. So I will firstly say enter the string. Enter the string. How I will copy it to another 0 followed by enter to end. So this part will absolutely remain the same. I will not need this first letter or anything like this. I will definitely need an I. Now I will use this I to go through entire A array and copy it to B array. So it's not very simple. These parts will not be needed. I just delete these parts, and then for I equal to 0, ai not equal to 0, not equal to character 0, I plus plus, only a copying is needed. I delete this part. So what is needed is only copying ai to bi, as simple as that. ai has been copied to bi, job done. So you can say that this string is entirely copied. But one thing, it is true that 0, the last 0 has also needs to be kept there. That's why when you come out of the loop, don't you forget to write this one last line, bi is equal to 0. See what it means. What it means is all the bi's, all the ai's have been copied to bi. But the last I, when I was the last I, when ai was equal to 0, that you did not copy. So the 0 at the end of the B character array was not there. So because this bi equal to ai is not being executed for when ai is equal to 0. When ai is equal to 0, you are breaking out. But I is containing that equivalent value. So for that I, bi has to be equal to 0 also, so that there is a 0 at the end of B array also. So this is how you complete the program. So after copying, you can print B array also and see after copying new character array is or you can say the new string is, like over here you said enter the string. A string means a character array. So after copying new character array, or you can say new string is, new string is. After copying new string is. So what will you do? You will now only print the B array. So bi not equal to 0, print a %d, bi not %d but %c. So is not this the job done? You check out what I have done. Very simple program I have done. I have just written in character a, 2 arrays I have declared, an and bn. Int I have requested the user to enter the string 0 by n followed by an enter to end. So user enters. You have scanned all the characters one by one. If it is 0, you have broken out of the loop. So you have then gone through the entire length of the A array, copied each and every element to the B array one by one, and at the end, the last character, you made it 0, and then you come out, you just print the new array. So copying one string to another. It's not very simple a program, copying one string to another string. Let me run it. Let me run this. Let me say again that same old thing. My name is, say this, I write this. So expected the whole thing will be copied to B. So 0 to end. So after copying, new string is this. You remember I had printed the B string. So the B string contains the whole thing. So I will have a look at the program. It's very simple. I have gone through the array and copied each and every character to the B array. So don't you think this is the very simple program? Like when you were copying one array to another, it was an integer array. You had done absolutely the same thing. So we are doing the same thing with the character array. And interestingly now, I will tell you, like in integer array, you remember, you often avoided this hash define n100, like this an and bn you avoided, because you never know how long an array user will enter. Like over here, hash define n is 100. So the array you have declared is of 100 size. So what if user enters a big paragraph? 100 characters are never enough. So what was the solution out there? Do you remember malloc? So cannot you do the same thing? Like you can do the same thing as that of an integer malloc. You, instead of declaring character an and character bn, you can declare character star a and star b. In that case, what you need to do? You need to allocate memory according to the size. Only problem over here is you don't know the size of the array. Because user is entering the string, you are saying 0 followed by enter to end. So how will you allocate? The problem that is happening is you don't know how many characters user will enter. User may enter 100 characters, 200 characters, 1000 characters. User is not telling how long a string user will enter. So do you understand the problem with this? That's why this malloc over character is not often done. This character an and character bn is a standard, because the malloc over character you will be doing over the small n. Problem is you don't know the small n. User will never say how many characters user will enter. For an integer, user says, okay, integer user will enter these many integers. But over here, user does not say how many integers. You are having to understand the end by a character. So asking for the user from the number of characters can never be done. User will never count, like I had shown you at the very beginning of teaching you characters, that asking the user that how many characters you will enter, user will count one by one and then enter. No, that thing does not happen. Very difficult to do. That's why malloc over a character really does not help, because you don't know that small n, how many characters. But you can definitely do the same old thing like this. I'm just showing you, for example, a equal to, if you would have known this n, how many characters, you could have done like this: a equal to char star malloc n into size of char. What is size of char? Size of char is 1. Remember, size of char is exactly 1. So you could have done that if you know this n. Problem is this n, to know this n is very, very difficult. But still you can do. If you want to do, what you have to do, you have to tell the user enter the maximum number of characters you may enter. Then user will say, okay, he can enter 1000 or 100. But that does not look good, but you can definitely do. You can always tell the user enter the maximum number of characters you can do. User will not count. User will not count and find okay 30 characters you will enter. But he can just randomly say, okay, I will not enter more than 1000. So user enters 1000. In that case, you allocate 1000 characters. That is always a possibility, and that can be done. Okay, so you understand? So this is copying one string to another. So because I have done copying one string to another, you can also do that thing, concatenate two strings and get a third string. You can do that, concatenate two strings to get a third string. What does that mean? Concatenate two strings to get a third string. What is that? that says, suppose there are two strings. Say one string is my name is, only this much. Another string is Bishwajoy Chatterjee. So concatenating them means you can have these two strings concatenated. My name is Bishwajoy Chatterjee. Is not so? So suppose I tell how to do that. For that I will have to take two arrays from the user. For that I need three arrays, AN, BN and CN. Is not so? However, the length of C will be more than A and B, but this is the maximum length 100. Expected these two strings together will be smaller than this definitely, because C will be concatenated string. So however, I continue with this saying enter the first string. I will ask for the first string from the user. So this scanning is done. So now I will ask for the second string from the user. Let me copy and paste. I just copy this. And now I will paste. I paste this. So printf enter the first string. So here I will ask the user enter the second string. 0 followed by enter to end. Now this scanning has to be done in the B array. Is not so? This scanning has to be done in the B array. Then I will have to check whether BI is 0 or not. If BI is 0, then I break out. So I have asked for the first string and also I got the second string. Now the concatenation. How to do the concatenation? Very simple. Firstly, the A string to be copied to C string and then the B string to be copied to C string. Like if the A string that I am talking about, the A string I am writing like this, AN it is. Say it is my name is. My name is. So this entire my name is has to be firstly copied to the C string. C string should contain my name is, and after that the B string will have to be copied there. Like the B string, if it is say Bishwajoy Chatterjee, my name, then this C string should contain the rest part. I am concatenating them. I can get this string Bishwajoy Chatterjee. Is not this so? So how to do that? Firstly A string to be copied to C string and then B string to be copied to C string. So this is as simple as that. So let me just do this. Now what to do? So firstly, for I equal to 0, AI not equal to 0, I plus plus BI equal to AI. I will not do this 0 now. Now this 0 need not be done. Firstly, this is not BI. This is CI. CI must be equal to AI. That is, for each and every character of A, copy that to C. Now each and every character of B needs to be copied to C. So now what you can do is, for you start from, you keep the I intact, because you remember I already contains that position where you are. Remember this. Have a look at this. My name is, what have you done? A0 copied to C0, A1 to C1, A2 to C2, A3 to C3, in this way A4, A5, A6 to C6, A7 to C7, then A8 and A9 to C8 and C9. Then I has incremented, become 10. You have found the 0, that's why you have gone out. But I is 10. So from here, the new character needs to be copied over here. This Bishwajoy Chatterjee needs to be copied over here. You need a blank space in between. When you are copying these two strings, between these two strings you need a blank space, but I is this value. So starting from 0, B0, where do I need to copy? I need to copy to CI, or B0, this B0 needs to be copied to CI plus 1, because see AI was copied to CI. So this last AI was copied to CI. I has become this, so I is this. Now starting from here, I has to be this has to be the blank space. After that, the next I, this should be B copied to this I, that is B0 copied to CI, B1 again copied to CI after incrementing I in this way. So here, starting from 0, I should use a new variable. Is not it? So I should not touch the I, because I already contains that index where the elements need to be copied. So I should start from j. For j equal to 0, b j not equal to 0, that is 0 character, j plus plus, a new variable. Now this has to be copied to ci. Why ci? Because I was containing that. So ci has to be copied from bj. But remember one thing, after doing this, I should also increment. You are copying bj, that is b0. Firstly, if you copy b0, copy it to this position of c. Then j is incremented. b1 has to be copied to this position of c. So I should also increment. I is pointing to the position of c and j is pointing to the position of b. So here with j plus plus, I should also increment I plus plus. Is not it so? And at the end of everything, this ci, the last ci, which you did not copy, the last ci has to be 0. I was incremented. Remember, j was incremented, I was incremented. But j reached the position where bj is equal to 0. So you break out. So I has already been incremented and containing the last position where the 0 has to be copied. So this 0 you put at the end of the string. But between these two, remember, between these two, there should be a blank space. Is not it so? So that I has to be equal to the blank space. Is not it so? Not this, sorry. This has to be that blank space. What is this blank space? You have copied this blank space. Or you can write 32. You can either write a blank space like this, or you can write 32, because 32 is same as the blank space. I told you space bar is 32. You can put a 32 over there. However, you put this blank space. Why do you put this blank space? Because my name is copied. This whole thing copied. After that, this name will be copied. Between these two, there has to be a blank space so that the sentence looks proper. Is not so? But then I should increment and go to this position. So what to do? Before you start with this, I has to be incremented. What to do? Ci plus plus over here. Remember what this will do? It will copy to Ci and then I will increment. And what was plus plus I? Plus plus I means firstly incremented and then copied. Over here, firstly it is copied to Ci, then I is incremented. Now this program should run fine. Is not it so? So printf, after concatenating the two strings, after concatenating the two strings, the new string is, then you print what? Not B but C, because C is the concatenated string. So you print each and every character of C. So this whole thing is copied now. A, B, C. You don't forget to also declare the J which you used. I can run the program now. Let me run this program. Alt R enter. One error. Which error? What mistake did I do? Okay. So here this semicolon was replaced by colon. I wrongly typed it. Anyway, so let me run it now. Enter the first string 0 followed by enter to end. Let me write the whole sentence that I was writing. My name is followed by my name. This was Joy Chatterjee. I put a full stop and a 0. The second string I write my, or I am from UEM Jaipur. Full stop. Now I have to end with a 0 both the strings. Now the concatenating string. After concatenating the two strings, the new string is my name is Biswajoy Chatterjee. I am from UEM. But wait a minute. Why is there a gap or an enter between these two strings? I did not do anything to incorporate an enter. Like there should not be any gap. Like this should be, there should be a space, blank space, and then immediately this I am from UEM Jaipur should have been written. But why is it starting from a new line? I did not incorporate any enter. Look into this. Did I do so? Like over here, I scanned the first string, then I scanned the second string over here. then I copied the first string to the second string, and then I incorporated the blank space, and then I copied the second string to the third string, and then I ended it with that 0 character, and then I said that the two strings after concatenating is this. I did not incorporate any enter. Let me run it again and see. Say I just enter half part now. My name is followed by 0, then Bishwajoy Chatterjee. So it should be like this. My name is Bishwajoy Chatterjee altogether. There should not be any gap in between. Let's see, any enter in between. Let's see. See, an enter is coming in. My name is followed by an enter followed by Bishwajoy Chatterjee. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? What happened? Will you check with a person D that yes, an enter is there? You can run and see with a person D. Say I run over here. Deliberately I take a small string, my, this one is ending over here, and name and ending over here. Let's see what it shows. See, there is an enter in between. There is a 10 in between, you see. My aim is 77. So then comes Y. Y is 121, aim is capital, so 77 between 65 and 90. Y is small, 121 just before Z 122. Then comes 32 because of the blank space that I incorporated in between. Then suddenly at the start of the second string, why did a 10 enter? Why did a 10 come in? Where from did the 10 enter? Is 10 a part of the second string then? Because see, my aim is 77, Y is 121, then this blank space is, this is the space bar, that is 32 you incorporated deliberately, blank space you incorporated deliberately. Then the second string should immediately start, but the second string starts with an enter, 10. See, why? Why did this happen? Then enter, suddenly where from did it come in? Let me print the B and see whether it is part of the second string. I am not printing the concatenated string, I am only printing the second string. Let's see whether it's part of the second string. It appeared to be part of the second string because after the blank space, then suddenly the enter, then the second string started. So let me print the second string and see. Say my first string is my and the second string is name. Only this much. See, second string starts with, I have only printed the second string. What from did it start with? It started with a 10. How come? How come it starts with a 10? And see, this is okay, Ci not equal to 0, this should have been Bi not equal to 0, that's why some extra printing were there. So you can do that, you can just run with Bi and find out that it is okay. But yes, it starts with a 10, that is it starts with an enter, my, then name, okay, 0. See, name was printed, suddenly it started with 10, that is it started with an enter. Why so? Why is the second string starting with an enter? Okay, 10 firstly, then name n is 110, A is 97, aim is 109, okay, E is 101, but where from did this enter come in? Why was enter? It never happened. If I print the first string, then the first string will not show this enter. You can check again. Again I am printing as integer the first string. Same thing, my followed by name. Sorry. This is the first string now. So the second string is. See, when I am printing the first string, it did not start with an enter. The enter in between is because I have given the enter. I have pressed the enter between my and name. So let me run it again. My followed by 0, then name followed by 0. See, first string does not contain the enter, it starts with 109 and 121. But whenever I am printing the second string, it is coming with an enter. But the second string, why is it coming with an enter? See, till now it never happened. But one thing you have done new, till now you have never scanned a second string in your program. This is the first time you are scanning a second string in your program. And the second string starts with an enter. Do you know how? I will tell you how now. See, when you are entering the first string all this while, in all the programs, you never noticed because you never dealt with a second string. You never noticed because you never dealt with a second string. But now you notice, because you are dealing with a second string will always start with an enter if you don't take a precaution, because in the first string when you are entering, say what were you entering? You were entering my0 like this. But I told you, when you are doing scanf parts %c, it scans each character that you enter. So m was scanned, y was scanned, 0 was scanned, but after that what you did? You pressed an enter to come over here. That enter, with that enter, you have scanned the whole thing together. Yes, you scanned the m, you scanned the y, you scanned the 0, but then also the enter was also scanned. Problem is, you have said you have broken out after 0. You have broken out after 0. As you have broken out after 0, so all those characters which were entered prior to this, those characters have not been scanned within A. But those characters were inputted by you, no doubt. Those characters remain as a part of your input buffer. Second time you scan, all those characters come in. All those characters come in and get scanned within B. I repeat my words. What happened? You entered my. M was scanned, y was scanned, 0 was scanned. Then you press the enter. Enter was not scanned because if ai is equal to 0, you have broken out. So you did not scan that within ai. You did not scan because it could not go back and return to this scan. It could not return to this scan because once it found the 0, you broke out. But whatever you entered, the enter that you entered, that was part of the buffer, input buffer, it was kept. So in the second time when you scanned, it started scanning from the input buffer. It started scanning from the input buffer. In the input buffer an enter was there, so that enter was immediately scanned in. Do you understand? That enter, extra enter was scanned in as the part of your first B, that is B0. And then whatever you entered, name, NAME, N was scanned, A was scanned, M was scanned, E was scanned. But the enter that you entered in the first string, that was not scanned within A array because A array, you have said if it is 0, you break out. So it found the 0, it broke out. But then when you had entered that enter is there as a part of the input buffer. What happened was you started scanning the B. So as the first character of B, that is B0, that enter was scanned and B0 became 10. Now this is very interesting. That means with this there can be other examples also. See what is happening. I have printed this as I have printed A. Let me print this B and show you what happens. I am printing this %C. Let me print this BI. I want to show you what is happening. See what happens. Alt enter. What is happening? You are saying, say my followed by 0. Then here only you say name. You expect that this name will not be scanned because there was a 0. It will not be scanned as a part of your A. So after this you press an enter. It breaks out and says enter the second string, 0 followed by enter to end. Why did it say? Why did it break out? It broken out because of your 0. The 0, you said if ai is equal to 0, you break out. So it broken out because of the 0 that was there. After the enter, it started scanning. It scanned M. You have entered M, Y, 0, NAME, then an enter. As soon as you pressed enter, it started scanning. It scanned M, it scanned Y, it scanned 0. As soon as it found the 0, it came out of your loop. As soon as it found the 0, it came out of the loop. But NAME is a part of the buffer. NAME is there in the buffer. When you are starting to scan the second character is, you enter the second character is, then you put a 0. As soon as you press a 0 and press enter, it will go out of it. It will go out, it will start scanning, and scanning it will scan I and S and find the 0 and come out. But before scanning I and S, NAME is a part of the buffer. So it scans NAME, enter is a part of the buffer, it scans the enter, then it scans I, then it scans is, then it sees the 0. See what will it show? After this your second string, you have only printed the second string. The second string is printing name is. The second string name was scanned, then is was scanned because name was a part of the buffer. Then it scanned the is. Do you find this interesting? I have not entered name, I entered 0 before that. So I expect that NAME will never be scanned. But what is happening is, it finds the NAME because NAME is part of the buffer, and that is scanned after that, after NAME is scanned. I will show it over here. See, when you entered my, what happened? Here you said enter the first string, 0 followed by enter to end. What you did was, you entered my, then a 0. See this line. In this line, the for loop is moving, you are entering my, then a 0, then a name, and then followed by the enter you press to come over here. As soon as you pressed an enter, this scanf started scanning. What did it scan? It scanned m. Okay, it is not 0, so not a break, it goes over here. Then what did it scan? It scanned a y. As soon as it scanned a y, it is not equal to 0, it does not break, comes back over here, I++. Next it scans a 0. As soon as it scans a 0, it finds a 0, breaks out. I is 2, it breaks out. But NAME was there. You had entered. NAME is part of your buffer. In your keyboard buffer, NAME is present. Now you are saying enter the second string. And user is entering the second string is. User enters what? User enters I, and then user enters s, followed by a 0 and then an enter. As soon as the 0 and enter was scanned, it started scanning. What did it scan? What did it scan? It scanned first scanning it scans is from the keyboard. What is there in the keyboard? NAME. It is there in the keyboard, so it scans N. It is not 0, does not break. Goes over here. I becomes 1. It scans A. B1 is A. It is not equal to 0. It does not break. Then it scans M. I is 2. It scans M. B2 is M. It is not 0. It does not break. I becomes 3. It scans E. NAME was there in the buffer. It scans E. B3 is E. Then it is not 0. It comes over here. I is 4. What does it scan? It scans the enter. You had pressed the enter after name. It scans the enter. So B 0, 1, 2, 3 was NAME. B4 is entered. So it printed the enter also. When you printed, it printed name is. Is not it so? When you printed B, it printed name followed by enter, then is. So that enter is scanned in B4. Then what happened? Then I becomes 5. It scans I. I becomes 6. It scans S. It is 6. Then you have entered this 0. So it scans this 0. It gets this 0, breaks out. But don't you forget, after this you have pressed an enter. So this enter is there in the buffer. So next time when you scan, what will happen? Your buffer, from the buffer, if you scan, you did not scan over here, from the buffer that enter will be scanned first. Till now you did not notice ever before, because whatever you entered was there in the buffer. You did not scan a second string, so your buffer was never scanned inside. You could not understand anything. Do you understand this? Is not this interesting? So what do you need to do? Before the second scanning, you need to clear your buffer, because there may be malicious character in the buffer. Because you might enter after the 0 wrongly, you might enter anything, or maybe deliberately to confuse the compiler you might enter anything, but you don't want that, because the first string you have scanned. Now you are telling enter the second string. Whatever is entered after this, you want to scan that. You don't want to enter whatever was entered extra over here after the 0. Is not so? You want to clear the buffer over here. How to do that? There is a way to clear the input buffer. And you learn this now. It's called F-flush. A new thing. This is a new thing in C. Again I am telling you. F-flush, which you have not understand. Flush. You are flushing outside. Flushing in. What are you flushing? You are flushing STD in, the standard input. Standard input over here is which one? Your keyboard. Your keyboard is your standard input. So whatever is there in your standard input, or whatever is there in your keyboard buffer, Whatever is there in your standard input buffer, simply flush that. After flushing, then you start scanning the second string. It is a good habit to flush everything in the buffer before scanning anything. Or your habit may be the other way also. After scanning anything, you flush the buffer. You can do that also. After scanning, you flush in. If you flush after scanning, then you don't need to flush before scanning. Whichever way it is better. After is in fact better because flushing is associated with after. So then generally it is done after. However, for safety, let us flush before, let us flush after, doesn't matter. Or maybe you flush after only, doesn't matter also. You may flush here, you may flush here after the second string is entered. You get it? You flush the buffer. Whatever extra is there in your buffer, you simply flush that out. Okay? So now you copy and everything is working correctly. So with this fflush, I will show you some more examples in the next lecture, and then only I will start with other things. So with this flush, I will show you some interesting examples. And let us now run this program. Now it will run fine. See, Alt-R, enter. Oh, okay, I forgot. I just printed the B only. I needed to print the C. Anyway, but you see over here, my, you put a 0, you put a name. It is not a part of your first string or second string. Now in your second string you enter is. The buffer was flushed before scanning. So now the second string will be printed only is. Because NAME was flushed out from the buffer. Extra things in the buffer were flushed out. So the change that you need to make is, you don't want to print B, you want to print C, the one you concatenated. So your concatenation program will work smoothly. This is your concatenation program. What you did, you copied all the A's to C's, and then you copied all the B's to C's, and then you are printing this C. Okay, so let me run it now. Say my, okay, my name is, this word Joy Chatterjee, as I was doing, followed by a 0 to end, and then see the enter that you entered is there in the buffer which you flushed out. After the 0 you pressed enter, but that enter was not scanned as a part of your first string. Why not? Because once it found a 0, you said if AI is equal to 0, you break out. So once it found a 0, it broke out of the first loop. So it could not scan that extra enter that is there in the keyboard. Now when you are entering the second string, that enter will be scanned. Will it be? No, it will not be. I have flushed it out. If you did not flush, then that enter would have been scanned as a part of your second string. So let me now write I am from UEM Jaipur, but this thing will it will not scan the enter, and that extra enter will not be printed. So see which was happening last time. See, now it is in a single line. My name is Vishwajoy Chatterjee. I am from UEM Jaipur, and that extra enter has not been scanned as a part of your second string. So do you understand this flushing thing? I think you have one last part. Because this program is written, can we write one last thing? Compare two strings. Can I do that? Compare two strings, because I will not need to write many things, new things. Most of the part is written. Compare two strings and say whether they are equal, and say whether they are equal. As simple as that. So what to do? See, most of the part is written. First string entered, scanned, flushed. Second string enter, scanned, keyboard buffer flushed. Now comes comparing. How to do that? Very simple. For I equal to 0, I will keep on continuing for I equal to 0 till AI not equal to null. I can check for AI or I can check for BI. If AI is not equal to BI, if any AI does not match BI, if any AI does not match BI, what to do? You simply say that it is not equal. What you do is you initialize a flag. Sorry. These things disturb actually. So let me get rid of this. So initialize a flag to 1 assuming that they are equal. If at any point of time you find that no, they are not equal, it is not equal, what you do is you immediately say that the flag is 0 and you break out. You get it? So this if should contain a bracket. So here also this if should contain, this bracket should end. So see what I am doing, I have initialized a flag. Now I am going through the entire length of the first string. If ai is not equal to 0, till ai is not equal to 0, I am continuing. If at any point of time ai and bi does not match, immediately I make the flag down and break out of the loop. Over here, what do I need to check? I only need to check if flag is 1 or 0. Let me get rid of this whole thing. Now I will only check whether flag is 1 or 0. If flag is equal to 1, what will you do? Printf, strings are same, strings are same. Else, if flag is 0, that means the strings are not same. Printf, strings are different, strings are different. So understand what I do. I have scanned two strings. Check over here. This is scanning of my first string, flushing of the buffer, reason I told earlier. Scanning of the second string, flushing of the buffer. Now I initialize a flag equal to 1, assuming they are equal. I go through the entire length of the first string. As soon as ai is not equal to bi, I say flag is equal to 0 and I break out of the loop. If flag is equal to 1, strings are same, else strings are different. You get my point? So now what will I do? I will simply go for running this program only with the initialization of the flag is needed. So let me go for it. J is not needed. I have not used a J most probably. Is not it so? J was used for the concatenation of the two strings, but over here J was not needed. So I can get rid of the J. Instead a flag is initialized. Let me run this program again. Enter the first string 0 followed by enter to end. Here I write I am a teacher. Okay, followed by a 0. Second string also I write I am a teacher. Same string. What should it say? Strings are same. Okay. Now if I run and say first string I am a teacher. Next string I say I am a student. Different string. Strings are different. Are you getting it? You can only vary the cases and find out. I am a teacher. It is up to you. The way you write the program, accordingly it will happen. Over here will it say same or different? Over here it will say strings are different. Because actually these two strings are different. One is written in caps and the other is written in small letters. But if you want to check irrespective of the cases, then accordingly you have to adjust the program. Over here then the according adjustment, not only comparing for equality will be enough. Then you will have to check whether 32 difference or same or not. But over here strings are actually, I will take it as different strings. Okay. Now let me run this program once more. Say I write I am a teacher, full stop. Then I write 0 and here I write I am a teacher, full stop. I am from UEM Jaipur. 0. See what it says? Strings are same. I deliberately took the example again. Why is it saying so? Because of the logic in your program. Because of the logic in your program. What was the logic in your program? Your program logic was as soon as ai is equal to 0, you are breaking out. Now see, the two strings are, which you entered the last one, I am a teacher, full stop. Full stop then 0. To end. Here in the next string you entered I am a teacher full stop space I am from UEM Jaipur. What happened as a result? What happened? See, I am a teacher over here. You are comparing with I. You start with 0. Yes, A0 is equal to B0. Space is space. AM same. All this up to this same. Teacher R and R same. Full stop and full stop same. Now suddenly AI not equal to 0. AI is 0. You break out. AI is 0. You go out. With how much? Flag equal to 1. You never entered this because till now everything was same. As soon as you found this 0, you break out of this loop. You don't see that the B continues. So when you break out, you have to check one thing. You are breaking out because of AI is equal to 0. So if at any point of time flag is equal to 0, no problems. If flag is equal to 0, so let me write the program logic like this. If flag is equal to 0, no doubt strings are different. But if flag is equal to 1, then it does not mean that the strings are same, because it might happen that B continues. So else I will have to check, else what? Else if BI, if flag is equal to 0, then strings are different, no doubt. Else if BI is also equal to 0, when you break out AI was equal to 0, but you check, is BI also equal to 0 or BI continues? So you say else if BI is equal to 0, only then strings are same. Else strings are different. Please understand this. Else printf strings are different, because it means that BI is not equal to 0. You have come over here. Flag 0 means strings are different. Now if flag is 1, you come over here. Else if, then you check, if flag is 1, then you come over here. If BI is equal to 0, only then you know AI is 0, BI is also 0. So there is a 0 over here. You are checking whether there is a 0 over here or not. AI was 0. Also, is BI 0? If BI is 0, then only strings are same. Else strings are different. Do you understand this? So now you can run this program and say that it will run properly. Alt R, enter. You just do the basic things. I am a teacher. Full stop. Here, oh sorry, 0 here. Okay. Then I am a teacher. Full stop. Followed by I am from UEM Jaipur. Full stop. 0. Enter. Strings are different. Let me run again. See. I am a teacher. 0. Enter. Then I am a teacher. Full stop. I am from UEM Jaipur. Full stop. 0. Now you see strings are different. So now it's working correctly. Check whether same things are correctly working. Say I am a teacher. 0. Also over here I am a teacher. It should say same. Check that one out. Yes, strings are same. So now it will work fine. Do you understand this? You can minimize this and do with one if else. You check that yourself. Not everything I can write, so you can try to do it yourself. I have done extra else if. Whether you can do only with if and else, you can check that. Okay. So this thing you have learned. When I come back, you can take a bit of break over here. Once I come back, we will learn. We will do some more things with this keyboard buffer. Some more interesting things with keyboard buffer. Thank you so much.